So, hi everybody, welcome back. One of the things that you do as you get older is you start to look at, why do I do certain things a certain way, and is there a better way? Is there a different way? And I'm 52, about to turn 53. My kids are teenagers or getting older essentially. So they don't necessarily need me around as much. They've got their own thing they're doing. They're off to college and not that long. And it starts to make you kind of wonder, like, what do you do with your time, right? Because career's going fine, and I could work 60 hours a week if I wanted to, but I don't really want to. And one of the books I read recently that actually kind of inspired me in ways is this one, Chuck Amok, The Life and Times of Animated Cartoonist Chuck Jones. So he was just, a guy who kind of grew up and wanted to draw and wanted to entertain people, and he did it in a way that I think was very interesting. And very fun to watch. You got Bugs Bunny, you got Elmer Fudd, you got Roadrunner, Coyote, all these kind of classic cartoons, and highly entertaining stuff. And do I want to go off and leave my job as a physicist and be an entertainer? Well, no, but it kind of gives you a chance to look at it and say, are we really finding those moments of joy, finding those moments of happiness in life, or are we just striving to go find the next thing? Like, and it hit me the other day. I have a lot of books that I've read over the years, and I never really get rid of anything. I've got my father's books. I've got his stamp collection. It's been in the family a couple of generations. And when people see these things, first thing I always get asked is not, "Hey, what's your favorite book?" It's, "How much is all that worth?" So, well, I don't know. Haven't really thought about it. I don't really care. It's like a lot of these books I've been carting around for 30 years. So yeah, I bought them when they were first available, and that was 3, 4 decades ago. And they're hard to find now, but I've had them since they were new. So it's kind of tough for me to say, oh, it's worth this much because I paid whatever retail price was or whatever I found it for at half price books or whatever, eBay, wherever I found a particular book at that I wanted. And but it hit me that a lot of times we see dollar value as a measure of success. Dollar value is a measure of whether or not we want to invest time in something. And is Chuck a Muck here? Is it worth the $20 or whatever I paid for the book? I don't even remember. I got it used, so who knows? Um, but let's just say it was $20. Was it worth it to me to go spend $20 on this book? And will I be able to sell it for $20? I read it. I enjoyed it. It's going to sit on my shelf. I'm going to like, flipping through it on occasion because it's got some cool cartoons in it. Will I reread every book I own? No. Do they have a monetary value? Probably. Do I care? Not really. But those kind of questions make you wonder, why do we continue to kind of push to have you know, more dollar signs attached to everything it is we enjoy? I enjoy playing video games. I enjoy playing RPGs. Do I care that there's the video games I have around the house are worth something, or do I just enjoy playing them? Do I care if it comes with, I bought the game for $60 or if I bought it for a 9.95 monthly subscription fee, as long as I'm having fun and I think I'm getting return on whatever my expenditure was, finding that joy. To me, it's not about, hey, my book collection might be able to get me whatever at some auction. It's not about that. It's about the fact that I remember bringing that book home as a teenager, and my dad borrowed it and was like, "Hey, that's really cool. Are there any more in the series?" Right? That's the kind of stuff I remember. The books I have around here of his are books I remember as a kid seeing him read and seeing him like, "Hey, if you're going to read that, be careful with it." Right? Those kinds of things. So is it worth it? Does it have a monetary value? Sure. Does it have a sentimental value? Much more so than a dollar value. And I get that people may not have all the money in life they want to go off and do the things they want, but I think sometimes we equate massive financial success with happiness, and I don't think those two things are necessarily going hand in hand because I've worked with some wildly financially successful people, and I've worked with some wildly unsuccessful people, and happiness comes in all forms. But if you can't, and I will tell you this, if you can't be happy when you don't have money, you're not going to be happy with it. And if you're not happy without it, no matter how much you have, you continue to drive after it, it's not going to make you happy. It's never going to be enough either, because you're always going to be looking for, hey, how can I squeeze another 1, 2, 3% out? That's why I try to instill in my kids, teenagers, that financial success matters. You need to be able to support yourself. But so does being able to relax, unwind, and have fun. Because if you never have fun in life, if you're always worried about, oh, that's worth 3% more than I paid for it. Oh, sell, sell, sell. If you're always worried about, oh, buy this, buy that, it'll be worth something. That's not, you're not finding those moments of joy. Maybe that's fun for you. It's not for me. I don't know. But I find books like this is very things uh, I can read and enjoy them. Fiction books I read and enjoy them, but the life and times of Chuck Jones, I can't imagine a better way to spend your life, right? You get to make cartoons that make people smile. You get to make cartoons that make people happy, man. It was I would if I could ever choose a career I was jealous of, man, that his would be it. He found his niche. He did it. He made his living at it, and he made people very happy over the years. And quite frankly, without him, a whole generation like Gen X would never have been introduced to classical music because of Bugs Bunny and Killed a Wabbit. I urge you to stop looking at things like, oh, hey, here's a dollar value attached to it. Certainly, you want to make a living. Certainly, you want to have to be able to have a place to live, food, all that kind of stuff. But not everything in life is about what's the dollar value. Some things in life are about what kind of joy does it bring, what kind of relaxation does it bring, what kind of happiness does it bring. Those are the things that matter, and that is why I love reading so much. Is because I find happiness in these pages. Maybe that doesn't work for you. Maybe it's something else. But I read passionately because I just enjoy it and it makes me relax and it makes me feel good and it makes my mind enter a world it wouldn't otherwise enter. Somebody's going to comment and say, yeah, exercise can do that too. Sure, that's an important part of life. But you can't exercise 24 hours a day. Well, I guess you could. I was in the army, so they could try. But not even there do they do that. So that's a misnomer. I'm joking. Maybe the Marines. But I do urge you to find those things that you find that make you happy and chase those as well as chasing dollars. Both matter. And this book really made me kind of step back and take stock of my life and go, am I really going in the right direction? Or did Chuck really have the right idea of like, hey, let's go off and do something that, yes, is a living, but also kind of brings joy to other people? Um, it was an outstanding book. If you have not read it, Chuck Amuck by Chuck Jones, The Life and Times of an Animated Cartoonist. It'll tell you how a lot of the characters came to be, kind of how they were born. And personally, my favorite that he did over the years is that guy right there, Marvin the Martian. But either that or Roadrunner. But great book, and I think had a life lesson, at least for me. And I hope if you get a chance to read this one, it's out of print. It's getting harder to find. But if you do get a chance to read this one, I hope you enjoy it. Everybody have a great week. I hope 2025 is going to be a good year for you. And I hope we can all just take stock of life and kind of take a deep breath and realize there are good things in the world if you know where to look. Everybody have a great day.